We're matching because we're in love. Hey, what's up? It's Alyssa from Mixed Up Money, and today I brought my husband on. His name's Nick.
Hi.
We're going to talk a little bit about how we manage our finances and what we do with our money in a relationship. We actually asked you guys for questions and we got some really good ones, so we will answer those for you. The first question is, what is one thing you've learned from the other person about money?
I know I was always kind of good at looking at month by month and knowing, in the week what's coming up and that kind of thing, but really looking at the grand totals at the end of a year can help you kind of set goals for the next year and where you want to be.
I taught you that?
Yes, I'll give you the credit for that.
One thing I learned from Nick is that I still need to treat myself every once in a while, because when I was paying off my debt, I was so hyper-focused on getting it done as soon as possible. He put things in perspective for me, like it's still nice to be able to treat myself and take care of myself, like occasionally getting a massage if I'm really stressed, or just different things like that. I know you need to focus on your money, but he also made me realize that's not the only thing to focus on in life. Okay, the second question is, what has changed for you now that you're married? What's changed for your finances now that you're married?
Well,
a lot. We've always been really open talking
about money.
We dove in.
yeah. And just I think your eyes kind of get opened.
What?
I don't know. You start to think about a lot more things because it's together. It's not just like, oh, how much do I have in my checking account? It's like, when can we retire? Can we go on a vacation every year? Or like, hopefully like 10, or like, things like that.
Literally everything about our finances is separate until we got married. Okay, well that's good timing. This says, this one's, do you combine everything? Do you split even, oh my god. Do you split, why can't I talk?
I'll try. Do you combine everything? Do you split bills evenly or based on who makes what?
We kind of do a combination of things.
Yeah.
We basically make the same amount of money because we both have a full-time job that's, I think, like literally the same salary.
Pretty close, yeah.
And then we both actually have side jobs that we do. Mine is Mixed Up Money and his is coaching volleyball. At the end of the day, we probably are bringing home the same. So splitting bills is really easy for us. We split rent right down the middle, groceries right down the middle. Nick does a lot more driving, so I guess that's probably the only thing we don't split down the middle.
I think if one of us were to all of a sudden take off and we're making like double what the other person is making, I feel at least I feel like that we'd at least be, comfortable enough to talk about that, and I still would, if it were, let's talk about that. If it was you more, I'd still want to be splitting things evenly because I couldn't have that hanging over my head that I'm not, at least doing.
But I think that's silly. I think for something as big as like a mortgage, you should absolutely consider how much each person makes. If you're married and one person's making more, that person can just contribute more to retirement.
That's
I think
true.
that's fair. But we have one joint account where we put savings for house and just
other items like a laptop or like things that
we want to share.
Mm-hmm.
We got new couches, so that came out of that fund. We have one joint credit card that we put all of our expenses on, because when you're dating, you're in that awkward lingo stage, like, oh, lingo stage? I make up like
in limbo, I
sayings.
think, you just take a saying and you just sort of like, this is mine.
What's one financial topic that you still disagree on? Well, I can go. One of the reasons I wanted to keep my checkings account separate, or where I got my money separate, is because I'm so nitpicky about money. Like, I look at my account every day and I'm like so into it, and Nick loves to like go get coffee in the morning and go get a bagel before work or go out for lunch, and I refuse to do that. So if I saw that he was buying coffee like 3 to 4 times a week, I'd be like, what are you doing? That's my money.
Draining my account. I don't know. Sometimes I tip too much.
How do you work around each other's money habits that you aren't fond of in each other? I don't know. There's not really anything that we do disagree on, like we said, for money, so...
I mean, you're not like spending a lot on makeup every month, and I'm like, oh, like she's...
Yeah.
Or like...
that he knows of. We get around them because we do have separate checkings accounts. So a lot of people do get criticism for not combining all of their finances in a marriage, but we've talked to people like his parents wish they never combined their finances. Not for any negative reasons, but just because it's harder to, you know, surprise your significant other when it's their birthday.
Yeah.
Or do stuff
true.
like that. So what was your wedding finance philosophy, the budget, and who paid? That's easy. We paid.
Yeah.
We did not want anyone else to contribute to our wedding.
No.
Our parents obviously supported us and surprised us with gifts along the way. And that was awesome and it was a huge help, but we by no means wanted any of that money.
No.
First we were thinking, you know, let's do a big wedding. And then when we wrote down all of the people that we would be inviting, it was like, I actually think I started sending him like tons of links to elopement ideas.
Yeah.
And then we kind of met halfway in the middle and decided on doing a small and intimate wedding. So that's a good way to do your budget. That's
a lesson in compromise.
Yes. We ended up spending just over $18,000, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right?
we should know.
It's in my blog. I'll link my wedding costs below. It has everything we've spent.
It's behind us.
We're
moving forward.
We're over it.
And so rather than sitting down and thinking of things like we want a 3-tier cake and we want this and we want, you know, a DJ and we want, you know, so that's kind of where it started. We didn't have an idea of we want to spend $40,000 and that's it, because it's hard to just pick a number out of the air like that, especially when usually, or like a lot of times, people have never done this before, right?
Our philosophy, I guess, then would be like we didn't care about the stuff, we cared about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That was actually a question. Is he as good of a dancer as you? So if you want to show off some moves,
I haven't tried yet.
we can record that later. Who buys the ice cream? Yeah. Okay, this is a really good question. It's something that I think every couple should think about. So, could you get by on a single income if one of you lost your job?
I want to say the answer is yes, because we're responsible.
We both have 2 jobs for that reason, because you never know what's going to happen. So if one of us were to lose our job, we would have a smaller income to supplement that, but we also have emergency funds to take care of job loss. I think absolutely we could live on one income. It would be tight. It would be really tight. Okay, this is a longer question. It's a little bit more serious, but we absolutely we talked about it and we definitely want to answer it. She's basically just wondering, if you're in a relationship where one person is making more, you're worried that it might not work out in the end, how can you make sure that you're safe?
And I think especially in situations like this, coming from, you know, being a single mom or having those trust issues, exist, whether it's single mom, single dad, doesn't matter, right? But a kind of relationship that didn't work out previously, it's normal to always be thinking, you know, it might not always be like this. Even once you're married again or whatever.
It could be the best relationship ever,
right.
And you can always have that
in
fear.
the back of your mind.
Yeah, that's the off fund.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly.
Yeah.
I will link that article below. It's one of my favorites. I talked about how I wish I had one, not just for a relationship, but for a job that I was stuck in and that was really making my life hell. How do you know when it's the right time to open a joint account? Easy. You talk about it. It's never too early. Well, it might be too early because you might scare them away. If you've been in a relationship for a long enough time where you've actually had any conversations about money or career.
The
future. That's the word. If you've had any conversations about the future.
A future together.
Yes. Then it's appropriate to ask.
Yeah. There's a difference in what time is the right time and what time is the right time to talk about it. It's never too early to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, once you're engaged or once you're long-term relationship, yeah, living together, common law, you'd be considered.
He definitely dropped a few hints, like, leading up to the talk about opening a joint account. He's always the one to bring up the serious conversations.
Dropping hints.
Anyways, that is all we have.
Thanks for your questions. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
thank you
hopefully
guys.
This makes it easier for you to talk about money with your other.
Thank you guys for asking your awesome money questions for us, to us. Below I'm going to link to a blog post where I really dive into how we manage our finances, how we split everything. It's a little bit more detailed. And yeah, I'll put my social media links below. Maybe I'll put yours below. He doesn't update. If you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on Tuesday.